Welcome back. You're still watching Daybreak on this 9th day of September 2025, and we were talking about some of the decisions by the courts. There's one we didn't touch on. I don't know whether it's lack of interest or the e-procurement one was too hot. David, I know you wanted to say something about e-procurement, but do you have thoughts about the stoppage of this panel of experts on compensation of victims that has now been stopped up until this matter is heard and determined?
Yeah, let me just weigh into the Talanda thing first, and then I can respond to that.
Okay.
You know, Sam, what happens when defense was brought to do things that ordinary mwananchi should do? We first need to understand what was the reason behind, what was the mischief that was being tried to cure, to be cured. The fact was, projects were being given out, they were not being done, and when they are done at very exorbitant rates. And the then president, the former president, saw it wise to bring on board defense to come and rescue a situation where ordinary contractors were literally doing great damage to the country. And that is when defense was brought. Now, defense, how does defense work? Defense, so as of now, there are things that are of defense nature procured by defense.
Yes.
Now, those ones, I don't think we have any problem about it. Things of defense nature procured by defense, we don't have an issue. There are things that are not of defense nature, like now the issue of Talanda Stadium, that are procured by defense. Now, has there been full disclosure? Maybe not. Now, but you need to understand where is defense coming from.
Yeah.
They come from a background where, because of their very nature of establishment, they don't, there is no full disclosure of everything they do. So when they do Talanda, I guess the reason my brother here was trying to explain, they procured Talanda, but it was later revealed how much it costed, who got the award and that kind of stuff. But did it happen immediately? No, it never happened.
Should that happen?
No, it shouldn't. I said procurements by defense for items of non-defense nature.
That's what I'm asking.
Yeah.
Because we are governed by a constitution and laws. Should procurement of a stadium be done by the defense?
No, it shouldn't be done by the defense, but we need to appreciate where we're coming from.
And where are we
coming from? Where are we coming from? We are coming from a place where contractors were not completing projects in time and within the budget. That's where we came from. So it then became wisdom to give it to a disciplined force.
So David,
Yeah.
SGR was built by CRBC.
Yes, true.
The procuring entity was not defense, but it was done.
Yes, it was done. That's what I'm saying. So ideally, what you are arguing is that it should have been put in the open, and then it is tendered for by whoever wants to build it. If it is CRBC, then they are awarded the tender. In this case, because of the urgency, because of the speed, it was deemed, because why were we building Talanda Stadium in the first place? Why was it so urgent? Why was it so necessary?
Why was it?
Do you have an answer to that question?
I'm asking you.
No, I don't answer questions here. Do you have an answer, David?
You know, we've been told the reason. You know, because of AFCON and because of all this, we need to have stadiums and we need to be very...
Okay.
But that's problematic because our biggest problem and why our economy is struggling is because we do not plan properly. No. We would have, yes. No. Yes. Okay. Whether it is a stadium or anything.
Right. Let's do this.
Mutuma, you are citizens. We are your employers. You have to listen to us.
No, we do not.
We are your employers.
Properly.
You have to listen to citizens. If you plan properly, it does not need to be rushed. Okay? And the very first time when KDF does a number of public-facing projects and does them well, it does not lower. It does not lower the threshold for accountability and transparency. Nothing lowers that. When it is about speed, imagine saying we are constructing in a rush because of AFCON. Was that announced yesterday? No, it wasn't.
I think what
we bid it.
I think what she's trying to communicate is, I don't know whether she likes the cross collaboration between ministries, like the one we saw in Talanta between the Ministry of Sports and Defense. But we have to realize, Diana, it's not the first time. We've always said our defense even in the last administration, we were saying they have their track record when it comes to discipline, cost effectiveness, and ensuring that projects are done. We were supporting of that. When it comes to Chan, honestly, we've missed two. We missed two chances.
Okay, that's okay.
2 chances for Chan.
That's okay.
Only for the president to come and say, no, wait a minute.
That's okay.
This madness must stop.
Yes.
And he put a team that was able to deliver Chan. And I think if we are to be honest and truthful to the Kenyan citizen, what they want, what they yearn for is delivery. All these other things we are talking about is sideshows. Whoever does it.
Okay.
However they do it.
Whoever does it, that's what you're saying. But let me ask you, and I don't know who can take this, because we also saw some images of Defense CS Soipantuya presiding over groundbreaking ceremony for the upgrade of Siaya County Referral Hospital and Jaramogi Oginga Odinga Stadium. The two projects will include the construction of phase 2 of the stadium and upgrading of the hospital into a state-of-the-art facility will be undertaken by KDF to a tune of 500 million shillings each. What's going on?
No, first of all, I want to comment on the 3 things. One, I think the biggest bone of contention we have is not that KDF should not participate in procurement. I think the real issue is let's not abuse the laws around defense to take care of corrupt procurement practices. I think that is where we are agreeing. We are agreeing that there is need for protection of procurement services. We are agreeing that the law provides for that. But we are also agreeing that there are instances where KDF would do a better job than the Jaramogi. But let us not abuse the laws of procurement in the name of procurement.
Agreed.
The second thing I want to say is about the salaries and remuneration, remuneration of victims of violence, especially the man of violence. Unlike many in the country, I am for that remuneration. And this is coming from a position of, I think I come from a community that has bled the most in those mandamanos. I come from a community that has faced the full wrath of the police force in those mandamanos. And we know how much that has affected communities wherever they are. And so if there's any opportunity for a government to remunerate those victims, I am all for it. Those monies might look small, but you see 100 million circulating in some of those communities would make a difference. And just that's a rough figure. I'm not saying that's the amount that that is being set aside. So for some people to go to court and stop it is a ish. Now, would I have preferred that another president presides over it, not the one that presided over the violence that we saw? Yes. Most definitely, yes. But the second Tuesday of August 2022 says that the president I have right now was duly elected by the people of Kenya and was announced by IEBC. And so for the foreseeable future, if anything is to be done by government, it is him to do it. So if he is the one who said that let us remunerate victims, and he is the one who can say so, I am all for it. The third thing I want to comment on is this thing of Siaya finally being remembered, even if it is through KDF. Like I said, if money can come to Siaya, I'm from Siaya, by the way. I come 6 kilometers out of town. And so when I am at home, the only hospital nearby is that district hospital there, where you are hoping there will be a doctor on that material day. So if they can expand that hospital so that it can serve that community, but I am all for it. If they can give us a stadium so that when I am there,
you can play.
No, not play, but just jog around and watch younger people play when I'm for it.
And it doesn't matter who builds it.
It doesn't matter who builds it.
I like it.
Money is money. As long as it can circulate in my region.
All right. That's fine. I think that's a good place to leave it at. Just to highlight here that in the
compensation.
Okay.
Sam, you know, we are not saying we are not okay with money being paid.
Yes.
To Kenyans. If money can, no. What we must understand about the panel of experts, they are supposed to even create a framework of how to create a reparations fund. What are reparations? Reparations come after justice. This is a panel of experts that usurps the role of the judiciary, takes over the role of the Kenya National Commission on Human Rights. There is a victims fund that is already being run by both the Commission on Administration of Justice and the Witness Protection Act. Okay? Where does Kenya National Commission on Human Rights report to? They provide a report to the president and ultimately to parliament. Where does this panel report to? Purely to the president. And that is a panel we are okay deciding how we then move to compensate people that were short. Where is justice? Are we just about money? Were people on the street or killed because of money? No. There are deeper things than that. And whenever, I don't know whether Kenyans appreciate the constitutional infrastructure that we have.
Yep.
If it was just about who builds the hospital, the road, who pays, then all we would have needed is people bring their numbers, we key it in ATMs. Actually, the people who are most skilled at dispensing money are banks. But why there must be a proper framework is because, one, where did all this start? Whether it is the many people who have been protesting, I don't know how far back this panel goes.
2017.
2017.
Yep.
So 2017, you had very many protesters of NASA and so on. That was President Uhuru. This ought to have been anchored either, if Kenya National is no longer efficient, either under a parliamentary inquiry or a judicial inquiry. So that first it's about justice, then compensation. And you know, the problem is, and it's the, look, the constitutional advisor, illegal and irregular and unconstitutional, is the one chairing, so has advised the president. How we solve this is by establishing...
What do you mean illegal advisor?
Makao Mutwe is just an illegal advisor.
Why?
Because the presidency, for constitutional matters, the constitution is very clear. The Attorney General is the official legal advisor of the country and the president.
Principal.
Principal.
Meaning there can be others, no?
Then they should report to the Attorney General. Does Makao Mutua report to the Attorney General? He reports to the president. Why? Why? And look, we have wage bill going up, and we are padding it at the top. And now you want a few spillovers to go to a few people who we do not know the framework of compensation. That is just
I want us to transition. David,
I just want to say something about that. You know, Sam, we need to always look at where did it begin. There was need, because there was an outcry, that the victims of violence be compensated. There are a number of guys who are hurting. I think it was the citizen that showed that there are people who are actually in hospital right now, and they are seeking for support from government. So out of that, it was felt that there is need to actually compensate these people. Now, is there urgency on the matter? Yes and no. There is urgency because there are people who are currently in hospital, they are maimed and they need support. What my brother was talking about, that little money is not very little after all, as he explained it. Now, but no, because it goes all the way to 2017, where there are people for sure, they were not even expecting any compensation in the first place. So to the best of my thinking, Sam, what needed to happen, in my opinion, is number one, sort out the issues at hand, compensate people, because a pronouncement has been made. I think it is important to honor that pronouncement. But then do number two, what my sister Diana is talking about, create a framework, because it is very unlikely that this is the end. It is possible that in future, even if it is a distant future, we will come by similar situations. Then we create a framework where, in the event that such things happens, there is an organized way of compensation.
But there's a name for it. Is it Victim Protection Fund, if I'm not mistaken?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Then
just operationalize it, isn't it? No, there's a framework. It's just not funded.
Not funded. So why fund this one that is by the president and not the one that we have a signature and a law for it? Because for constitutional, for things to be budgeted for and assigned budget in government, there must, who is the accounting officer for this panel of experts? There is nobody. There is nobody who is there. Mutuma, you could advise because you would get this information better than we would. There is nobody who will be the accounting officer. And we've also been told by our court that if it was not in the budget that Parliament enacted, it will not happen. Did this particular panel of experts, was it discussed? And the budget was just passed in June. The panel was announced for the first time in August. Then we're in September, yeah. Yes. Then it was cleaned and dusted, re-announced again with more members. We didn't know this in June.
Okay.
It is a problem of planning and following the rule of law.
In a minute. But you already did, actually.
Yes, but you know, what she is saying is, I feel she's putting a very big...
Ramogi, you don't know whether some of us are victims and about
it's
the rule
okay,
of law.
it's okay, it's okay.
Ramogi, finish.
I think that she's laying a lot of bureaucracy on an issue that is of need for us. Yeah. I differ with him when he says that the guys of 2017 are not urgent. In fact, those ones are more urgent, because they have been waiting for longer. And if there's an opportunity for them to at least find comfort or some level of reparation from where they are operating from, I'd definitely go for it. But let's not put a lot of bureaucracy. Justice is necessary. And we all agree that justice is necessary. Yep. Operationalization of the protection fund is necessary. But Bwana, if money can come and assist today, and assist to those families, let it come. And if they have gone to court, we will respect the will of the court. But if money can come, let it come.
Okay. All right. Talking about money,
go, by the way.
just did you know that in